Hey, how's it going? My name is Alec Lightman. If you love photography, scuba diving, and behind-the-scenes creative storytelling, you're in the right place. So before we get into it, I'm going to tell you a bit more about myself. I'm a marine biologist, an underwater and terrestrial photographer, and scuba instructor originally from the US. I currently reside in Australia and work as a diver aboard a Crown of Thorns control vessel. I have a bachelor's in marine biology and a master's in environmental science. I'm a master scuba diver trainer with PADI, and I've been diving for about 8 years so far. I've done a mix of recreational diving and instructing and a good amount of scientific diving, including coral restoration and Crown of Thorns control diving. I've been doing photography for the past 2 years, starting off with the Olympus TG6 for underwater photography, and then an Olympus OMD EM10 Mark III for terrestrial photography. With underwater photography, I tend to focus on megafauna, benthic invertebrates, fish, sharks, you name it. And as for terrestrial photography, that includes birds, fungi, fauna such as flowers, and maybe some landscape photography. I'm showcasing my work both on Instagram and YouTube, and I also have a personal website you can view my work at, as well as potentially purchase prints of my photography. You can find the link in the description below on YouTube or the link in my Instagram profile. For my underwater photos, I primarily use a TG6 along with a GoPro 10. The GoPro 10 tends to be reserved for taking videos underwater, and I take most of my photos with the TG6. I've really gotten into the macro and microscope modes on the TG. I started off with the backscatter tray with a mini flash, where the basic housing that came with this package would sit in the middle of this tray, and I would have to kind of point, adjust my buoyancy, and capture photos that way. But within the recent months, I've definitely resorted to just using the basic OM housing. It's an OM system PT059 housing, and it basically extends the depth range that you can take the camera down to with the housing. Otherwise, it would only be waterproof up to 15 meters or 50 feet. So my preferences change from dive to dive. I'm sure yours will as well, but a really great intro camera. Definitely one of the more affordable ones on the market. And yeah, so before we get into some terrestrial photography and the cameras that I use for that, let me show you a bit more of the photos I've taken with my TG6. For my terrestrial photography, I primarily use my Olympus OMD EM10 Mark III. It came with a 14 to 42 millimeter lens, and I bought an additional Olympus lens that ranges from 75 to 300 millimeters. So commonly enough, for the first year, I'd say, of doing photography, I was primarily using auto mode. Point, focus, and shoot. Really basic way to take photos. But after reading into a bit more of topics regarding aperture, ISO, and shutter speed, I've developed a much better understanding on how to improve my photos, and now I primarily shoot in just manual, and I'm able to have a bit more control over the subject that I'm taking a photo of, whether it be a bird perched in a tree or a mountain range. I'm able to understand how it will change and have a better understanding of my photography skills overall. So with editing, I primarily use Lightroom to touch up my photos. While scuba diving, a lot of the ambient light is removed due to diving at depth, and the colors such as the reds, the oranges, the yellows, purples, and greens, they disappear at certain depths, while the blue colors remain. So white balancing my photos before increasing my contrast and decreasing shadows allows for the image clarity to become enhanced while maintaining that quality. So one of my main goals with these videos and my page is to provide some value and insight into those of you who are getting into the field of marine biology, photography, scuba diving, you name it. I've been in your shoes before, and I'm eager to make other videos about things you would like to learn, such as behind the scenes, workflows with editing or tutorials, overviews of photography gear and tips, collabs or interviews, and if there's any other topics you'd like to learn more about or hear about, leave a comment, message me. I'd be happy to help you out and create videos for that. So that's it for now. If this sounds like the type of content you're interested in, follow me on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube. I'm building this community with all of you and sharing these stories through my lens. So I can't wait to share more of them with you, and I'll catch you all later. See ya.